Dauphin, Manitoba was home to most of the 25 people on board that bus. That city in western Manitoba has a population of around 8,000 people, and today they are reeling.
I mean, everybody's in shock, and there's so many people that have family members involved. It's so sad.
We're going to need a lot of support, and I think we're going to have it. It's tough. It's very tough.
We're like a little family, and we share things, and just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just devastating.
We're joined now by the Mayor of Dauphin, David Bosiak. Mayor Bosiak, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for reaching out to us.
I'm sorry you have to join us under these circumstances. I can only imagine how this tragedy is affecting your community. How are your citizens and your residents doing today?
It's been a tough day. I won't lie to you. It's been a long, hard day for most of us, but I'm extremely confident in our council and the staff at City Hall, who has been working really hard in conjunction with the RCMP and Prairie Mountain Health on putting together the things that we need to do as a community to help support those impacted by this accident.
What are you hearing from the people in your community? What are they saying to you in this time?
Similar to what you've been reporting most of the day, a sense of shock, a sense of sadness, a sense of disbelief. The fact that we're still waiting for some of that critical information from the RCMP and the health services on, the condition of the survivors and the names of those that have been deceased. We're waiting, as you are, for the RCMP update. And so we're taking all that information in context as we work inside the city to develop some protocols and some practices that we can use to help those people that we know will be needing some over the next days and weeks.
Where do those things stand right now, sir, in terms of telling the family members who's alive, who is dead, who is in hospital? Because I know the notification hasn't always happened and the officials are still working on identification. But in a small town, people probably have a pretty good sense who was on that bus, right? I mean, where are things in your community on that front?
Yeah, and partly that's absolutely correct. We're not speculating, and we're waiting for the official word. But the folks that know who are in hospital and their condition, that information certainly has been shared amongst them. And we're working closely with the RCMP and the Prairie Mountain Health to share that information. We were told from the outset that we would prefer to just share information that were absolutely confirmed, rather than do any kind of speculation. So I appreciate some of the frustration of a few folks waiting to hear. But I think the best advice is until we know for sure, we're not going to, speculate and or guess on what's going on. So we're confident in the people doing their jobs. And right now, it all seems to be occurring. I was just over at the community support center that we've established at our curling rink. And we have support staff there from Mountain View School Division and Prairie Mountain Health. The Dauphin Ministerial Society was over there. There's been a slow trickle of people coming in. I think that our community still is coming to grips with the situation. And although we've reached out to Humboldt and they've been very generous in sharing some information about their circumstances that number of years ago, ours is similar but also different. So we're working on it, and we're pretty confident that we've had the meetings today and the get-togethers, and the communication channels have all been established. So we're confident that we'll be doing the right thing over the next couple of days to do whatever we can. And this community support center is open today and will also be open tomorrow and Sunday to help people that might need it.
No, and you're certainly right not to speculate, and these people deserve not to have bad information put out there. But I guess the point I was trying to get to is that we probably know the families, or you probably know the families who are directly affected, whether people are alive or not. And I'm wondering, have they already been able to access supports, whether they know the actual condition of their loved one or not? Is that level of emotional support, psychological support already there for them?
I believe so, but again, we haven't seen I would call it a public outcry for support,
Right.
or a large public gathering of people requiring support. But anecdotally, we've been hearing that people have been contacted through the Ministerial Association that I talked to them today. For those people that were known, I know that they've reached out and have communicated back to them. So I think that at the ground level, if I can say that there has been a lot of support provided, and people generally are feeling that people are trying to help them. But again, until we get the official announcement from the RCMP, we're doing what we can. But yeah, it's just a bit of a challenge. It's a very complicated situation, as you are well know.
No, and I can appreciate it, and I know your people will be looking to you for guidance and leadership throughout this. I wonder, is the province are you going to get extra resources from the provincial government, the federal government, or right now is it your community that's kind of pulling together?
Yeah, I think it's the community first. And, we just finished a special council meeting with senior administration and council, and to just discuss some of the things that are before us now, and things that we will be having to deal with over the next couple of days. But I think it's primarily a municipal response first and foremost. Mm-hmm. And then once we hear what's going on and the level of need that's actually required, that's one of the things that we're still trying to get a handle on, is how much support is actually going to be required and what type of support will that be. So once we know a little bit more about that, we're fairly confident that we'll be able to pull those pieces together and supply it. But I think right now, David, it's mostly it's a very emotional state here in our community, and people are comforting each other, and they're grieving in their own way, and there's a sharing of information. Some events have been canceled, some have continued on, mostly because they felt that was the best thing that they could do. So it's a wide range of reaction in the community, but generally a sense of sadness and self-reflection, and it's a somber mood in the community for sure.
Yeah, but the intimacy of a small town can be a great comfort in a difficult time. I just wonder, Mr. Mayor, as a final point, this might be the first time a lot
Sure.
of people are hearing about Dauphin. I mean, what do you want Canadians to know about your community and the type of people are there?
That we're a typical prairie community, tight-knit. We know each other. I've said many times today, and people have repeated it, just about everyone in town has a connection to someone that was on that bus today. And the interrelationships and the connections, and not just from the town or the city of Dauphin, but also there were several people, we believe, that were on the bus that were from the rural municipality of Dauphin. We also believe that there were some people from our neighboring communities of Grandview and Gilbert Plains. So it's more than just a city of Dauphin situation. And I've spoken to the Reeve, I've spoken to the Reeve of the Gilbert Plains, the Reeve of the rural municipality. Other government leaders have reached out to us. We've received support from across the country, and we truly appreciate it. And if there's anything I can leave you with is, I've said this earlier today many times, but if you know anyone in our community, or if you've been in our community before and remember it or have a contact, reach out, let us know you're thinking about us. That's very comforting and very helpful at this critical time.
Mayor of Dauphin, David Bosiak, I wish I had met you under better circumstances, but thanks for speaking with me today.
Thank you.
Well, if you are a family member in need of support in Dauphin, Manitoba, you can call the number on your screen. There's also a support center set up at the Lutheran Church.